Hello, welcome to my fourth OTSL semi-final game um, against Firat Gunsu. Um, the third game ended in a way you can check out in my previous video, and since we are playing the best of 5 system, that means the first one who gets 3 victories um, wins the semifinals, so everything can still happen. And that's a decent hand. Nasser and Asia scoring are kind of annoying, and the rest is fine. Middle East is a good headline. Middle East is a good headline. Nasser ensures that Middle East won't get him a draw. Purge is just a good 4-up to have, and that means I won't get purged, which is always valuable. And Distal is not something I can play, but it ensures that he doesn't use it. And if I don't get blockaded, I can use Distal with the UN, so that probably will be the 2 cards I hold to my last AR. Nasser now is pretty annoying, but it's playable since I have scored Middle East, so I don't think I will be playing Nasser with the UN and spacing Distal, because that's also an option, but I'm not really tempted to use it. The question is, do I want to score Asia for -1, or do I want to fight for more? The situation in Europe is also questionable. Okay, he uses it for ropes. Okay. So, what's funny is that he spent 3 ups in Asia without taking any countries, and that means that I can still score Asia for 0. If I do it right now. If not, then I probably have to enter Pakistan and Malaysia and hope for luck. Which hasn't been a good strategy so far in this semi-final. And the fact that he entered Afghanistan with 1 point kind of suggests that he may have in the Pakistani war in his hand, and if that is the case, I probably don't really want to be playing into it. Nuclear test. Yeah, of course. So, as you can see, this game starts in a similar fashion to all the previous ones. I probably don't have anything better to do than just taking France. And I want to have at least 1 4-up in case I am able to break his Italy control. So I surely have to enter Iraq to get back to the Western Middle East. I probably want to retake France. It's kind of natural. And I probably want to retake UK, so if he has a special relationship, he doesn't play it for free. So I am kind of forced to play my 4-up here. Okay, I have to get a coup. So if I'm going to give him Nasser, I can just as well just use it to coup Egypt. And now Pakistan is up for grabs. And going to Malaysia is safe for now. CIA, okay. I'm not sure. Okay. So he got Fidel, so I can't really scare him with Defcon, and he got containment, so I don't have too many ops. That's all, of course, very common. If he doesn't coup Iran and, for example, enters Pakistan or overprotects Italy, I can use East European unrest to coup Egypt. And that will get me some VPs for meeting the MILOPS quota, and also if I get back there, then Libya will be in my control, under my control. Of course, I risk rolling one, but well, as I have said many times during this semifinal, if I am to get all the bad rolls and bad cards all the time, I'm not going to win this game either way, so I have to hope for something. Okay, overprotects that. That's reasonable. I could of course use UN intervention for ops and hold Distal, but that would be more interesting if I had blockade. Uh, if he used blockade for ops, for example, but that's not what happened. So I will just. Oh yeah, I have 4 ops. Yeah, I think in this case I'm not going to spread that much near the Pakistan. I have to take Libya, of course, before he coups me out of Egypt. And I have to enter Malaysia to access Thailand, and I probably want to put 1 extra point to Panama, so it's not as easy to coup me out of there. Okay. So that's a pretty weak hand. It also doesn't have Distal in it, which means that he may have it. Marshall and Defectors are 2 decent headlines. That's the only thing I can't complain about. But he knows that I may have Defectors, so I really doubt he will headline something that is game-changing. Blockade is also really painful. He may have De Gaulle or Socialists. I think I will go with Defectors. Eventing Marshall Plan will basically force him. I suspect he will headline something not that interesting, or maybe Socialists or De Gaulle. Then he will coup something, then I will headline Marshall, then he will. Yeah, that's another reason why I headlined Defectors. As I said, so he will probably coup now. I will headline Marshall and threaten to get Europe draw. He of course drew Europe because, like, of course he did. So he will probably then score Europe, and then everything will go back to normal. Okay. So I would like to repair that, but I have other priorities. Now, if he doesn't have Europe, then that's good for me, because he's not going to score extra 5 points. And if he has Europe, he's basically forced to score it now if he wants to get a domination there, and then I will be able to just take Iran. Yeah, of course he... Why did I fucking know it? Why is it so obvious for me that he has all the things he needs? Yeah, I will just do that. Of course, taking Thailand is a necessity because he still may have decall, and knowing his luck, he probably does. And if he doesn't, I'm still going to probably play Vietnam Revolt this turn, which means that sooner or later I will have to take Thailand this turn. It's not, and it's not optional. Jesus, I need to calm down because playing games in this semi-final make me really salty. With the situation on the board, I probably want to go to Angola this turn, but I have so many places I want to put ops to, and I don't really have many ops to spend. So it will have to be... It's just going to be a tough decision. Okay. I will risk taking Pakistan to get some stability in Asia. If he has in the Pakistani war and wins it too, then, well... I can't really play around that. NATO, okay. Sure. From that I conclude that he doesn't have special relationship. Let's take Laos. I'm not going to go to Angola. I would like to, but I don't think it's possible to do, because I want to get at least a draw in Europe, and I want to overprotect Thailand, and that's just too many things to do to enter Angola as well. It's not possible, I think. If I had as many ops as I would like to, that would be like the next thing I would do, but it's not gonna happen with me having to deal with 1 and 2 ops. Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay, let's overprotect Thailand, because this is the thing I will do for sure. And then with Vietnam Revolts on my last AR, I can decide if I prefer to get a draw in Asia or Europe, because those are basically the 2 options I'm going to be dealing with. I could also try entering Colombia. Fiddle for event, of course. Okay, let's see. So, no, I don't think I'm going to be entering Colombia, because to get a draw in Asia or in Europe, I need to spend... I have to spend both ops in one of those places. So the question is, do I just get a country count equalizer, or do I try breaking something? I could also screw that and enter Colombia, taking the risk that he will have one of set scorings, and for example overprotect Pakistan and count on that, on the fact that he may lose IP war or not draw it, which would be lucky, but well. If he has Asia, he can get it with Decol, which we haven't seen. If he will have Europe, he can get it with Socialist or De Gaulle. There's no really easy way of stopping his dominations there. So I think I will just do something like that, or even, you know what? I will do something like that. I think now Angola is of course a juicy target for coup, but he may not draw De Gaulle. And if he decides to coup Angola, then I can take Venezuela. Okay, so of course he got De Gaulle, and of course I got Asia. Yeah. Of course he also got in the Pakistani war. So that sucks. I got the unplayable 3-ops, which is not really helpful. I have some ops, but probably not enough. The thing is this. I have only one decent headline here, which is Duck and Cover. But if he headlines Decol and uses China to overturn Thailand, then I have to give him like gajillion points from Asia, and this is just going to be another quick loss by 20 VPs. But I don't have any other headline, and headlining Asia is basically giving up, so I will go for Duck and Cover, of course face his decolonization, and hope that he doesn't spend China to take Thailand, and instead he just takes Angola, and gives me some time to, well, establish a draw in Asia. The thing is that establishing a draw in Asia is also a tough task to face, because if he takes Indonesia with Decol, it's not going to happen like ever. Unless I take Japan, but that gives him another 3-4-up, because he also got US Japan. Needless to say. Okay. Interesting. So, in a way, that entering of Colombia kind of saves my day here, potentially. Maybe. Okay, so my dream scenario would be queuing him out of Colombia, him trying to coup Colombia and failing, and then me taking Angola, Thailand, Indonesia, or something like that. Okay. Let's use a 3-up to make my chances bigger. Of course, if I roll too high of a number, he may conclude that this is pointless to coup Colombia again. Unfortunately, that's not a big number at all. So it is certainly possible that he will just coup it, roll a 5 or a 6 or something like that. Yeah, just like that. Now I just probably have to do something of this sort. And now the question is, will he now the question is, will he take Pakistan with China? In which case, I guess I can still play the game, having not having Pakistan but having China, which is kind of a trade, at least. Uh, okay, that's yeah, I can live with that because it's I mean it's really bad. But if he used in the Pakistani war for that and won, then that would probably be game over. I would have nothing to show uh, for myself in this game. But in this case, it's potentially acceptable. I just have to draw like all the good cards in the middle war. Yeah, of course. Uh, the goal is still a bad enough card that I am not going to cry about blockade. So yeah, of course, space that. Uh, let's take Angola. So it both grants me a safer country in Africa than this Angola. Yeah, Algeria is basically a safer country to be in than Angola when it comes to African presence, and it means that playing De Gaulle isn't as bad because it doesn't really give him access to an empty battleground. He still has in the Pakistani war and US Japan. Mm, and one card that I don't know of. I wonder what he's analyzing. Like, he can just give me US Japan, is like gives me basically nothing. So it's a free for up for him, yeah. Like, what is his issue? Yeah, of course. Uh, Sure, let's just do that. And that's not a good hand at all. It has Bear Trap, which is an acceptable headline, I guess. Okay, so the thing, I would just go for Bear Trap and hope that he sits there for 10 turns. I have no better headline regardless, so I will just stick to it. If he fails the first out of Bear Trap attempt, then I can use my first action round to cool Lebanon. Yeah, of fucking course. To cool Lebanon, which would be good, because I would get Middle East domination, and then on my second AR I could cool Zaire or Nigeria, but of course he had a perfect card and a perfect roll to get out of it immediately, so that doesn't really matter. I will then just use Cuban Missile Crisis to coup probably Zaire, so I have more influence over Angola. That's how my only 2-op goes out of the window. Now I only have 1-ops to play with. And he has ABM. And he rolls a 6. Great. I'm okay, so I don't. Okay, let's start with overprotecting Angola. That's probably an important thing. The value of this situation is that I got all those 1-ops. I got Summit, I got Sadat, and those cards don't get a -1 bonus from Purge. Oh, of course he got that too. He probably breaks Panama with it, so I basically have to spend China defending. And I also have to overprotect it, because now it is clear that I have absolutely no ops. So, if he breaks Panama again after that, I will be completely hopeless. What the fuck is this game? Yeah, sure. Realign it if you want to. I have absolutely nothing I can do, so you can take your shot. Yeah, of course you got that too. It's fine. I will take Egypt with Sadat to get one more VP from my epic Middle East conquest. Jesus Christ. Funny thing is that he really could. Oh, yeah, great. So he got that as well. And I get Muslim Revolution in the chat. The thing is that if he enters Botswana and takes South Africa or something like that, I basically have absolutely nothing to do. I could try queuing it with Che, but probably fail. Getting China back with Nixon just has better value for me. Okay, that's a terrible hand with Junta, and Junta is, of course, going to be my headline, because it's the only reasonable one. In terms of ops, it isn't even that bad, because Shai may be free to play, so I guess that's something. The thing is that I'm probably going to lose Angola, and if he has Africa, then he can just score it for a million points. Europe is in a bad state, and I have to fix it as soon as possible. Unfortunately, I didn't have nearly enough ups to do it so far. Maybe this turn will be different. Okay, lone gunman. So I just hope for a 6 here. Of course, I don't get it. Theoretically, if I were to play around Brush War, I would choose to go to Chile, not Argentina. But of course, that would leave South America still under his domination to my lack of presence. And if he wins a Brush War there or in Panama, it doesn't really matter. It's or in Algeria, it's just still. It's just still equally terrible. Yeah, of course. Okay, now is a good time to coup Botswana, and I can use Che for that purpose. I could also consider realigning Zaire, but due to the fact that he of course rolled a 6 there, there's probably no way I can realign him out of there. And that's the reason why I'm trying to go for Botswana. If I roll really highly, I can even fight for South Africa. Unfortunately, I did not. I rolled a 3, so he's probably just going to use a 2 up to re-enter Botswana, or even a 3 up and overprotect it. And I think I have to fight for it regardless. There's probably no better thing to do in my position. Of course, I would love to get a draw in Europe, but I don't really want to give him any time to realign me out of Angola. In theory, of course, I could re-enter Angola after he realigns me out of there. But if he realigns me out of Angola, he will have a +2 bonus to realignments in South Africa. So if I lose Angola, I probably lose South Africa too. And he has that too. So I will try once again. Maybe I roll better now. Nope. So Africa is lost. Oh, and he has that. Cool. Let's equalize Europe. The good thing is that he still has 0 military points, so he'll have to somehow get them, or pay me too. Okay, he will get Austria and enter Czechoslovakia. Fine. Let's take Canada. Oh no, he has no problem with military ops because he obviously has in the Pakistani war in his hand. So yeah. So even that is not a problem for him. He will probably play it, win it, take another 2 points, and not give me anything for my military score. So that's not an issue for him. I still have to space Muslim. He probably doesn't have Europe. He would have scored it by now, I think. So I will probably space Muslim on my AR5, event John Paul on my AR6, and event East European Unrest on my AR7. Wow, he got that too. Yeah, sure. So 2 to Czechoslovakia, 1 to Chile, and 1 to Mexico? No, he ignores Chile. He just gets Mexico for free. It's reasonable. Let's stick to the plan. Middle East is the only region in which I am not dominated. That's uh, unusual for the US. Okay, he spaces my men in Tehran, so I can discard Europe, which is sad. Of course, nothing new here. Let's just break him. And that's another pretty weak hand. Oh, well, OPEC is is nearly free, so maybe it's not that bad. Mm. So I probably need to hope that he doesn't have Europe. Uh, Also, okay, wait. This may be spectacular if he's not cautious. Okay, so here's the thing. Mm, he may have grain sales. Oh no, that doesn't work. So my idea was to salt purge, so I can purge him so he can't use grain sales, and then use 5-year plan to shorten his hand. But that probably won't work because to get the purge, I would have to increase DEFCON. So, but well, yeah, but maybe he's greedy. Like, yeah, that's my chance in this game, basically. Yeah, of course. What a good, convenient card to have, right? How good for you that I have absolutely no good discards. Nice. So that probably won't work. If he has Missile Envy, he can of course use it to take my perch, but uh, I am not going to play around with while at minus 17. Let's be realistic. Okay, he used it for influence. If he has Europe scoring, that's of course over. Let's get rid of OPEC. Yeah, nothing too big gun. GG. I don't know if I could have played better at any point. I feel like all my options were gone pretty quickly. I basically needed to get the hand he got here to have at least a shot at getting it back. Yeah, unfortunately, getting no good cards is a pretty big problem in mid-war especially. Well, thanks for watching my struggle an unsuccessful one, unfortunately, for the OTSL final, and I will see you in another of my tournament games. See you later.